Hey, this is Ganten Kirby with Keller Williams Realty, and I share real insights of what it's like to live, work, and play on the Georgia coast. Today, I'm breaking down the pros and cons of life here on St. Simon's Island. Let's talk about the cons of living on the island. Number one is it's limited shopping. If you need that big box store right next door, this is not your place. You will have to travel across the bridge to go to Walmart or Target or any of those options. You do have some, smaller things on the island, but for anything like that, you will be traveling across the causeway. Con number two, summer humidity and bugs. Mosquitoes and sand gnats are just kind of a way of life here, just something you learn to deal with. Some days at the ballpark, you're really going to hate it, and your kid's going to even hate it more, but you normally just suck it up and move on. So, living on the island, humidity is just one of those things you learn to deal with. It affects some people differently. Like right now, it's pretty cool out, but I'm sweating. Some other people, it deals with their hair differently, gives you a good day or a bad day. Who knows? Con three, the tourist influx in peak season. So summer holidays will bring crowds and will bring traffic, but as a local, you'll know the back way to get around and the spots to go to where nobody's at. Con number four, limited nightlife. If you're a person that lives to go clubbing, this is not the spot for you. While we do have some fun options for going out at night, it's not something that I would say is one of the main focuses of living here. Some of my more favorite options are Tree Bar. They always have really good live music out there, and even Village Inn and Pub down in the village. And then we do have our regular, sports bars and that thing like Brogan's and Nats. So even though there's, you're not going to be partying to all hours of the night every night, when you do want to go out looking for some fun, you can normally find it. Con number five, island pricing premium. One thing about living on the island is it does take a little more effort to get supplies here. So you will notice when you go to the grocery store, those prices are a little bit higher. We do have a couple good options like Winn-Dixie and Harris Teeter, and we even have a natural food market on the island. So now let's talk about the pros of living on St. Simon's. So I would say the definite number one pro is the laid-back coastal lifestyle. So along with the laid-back coastal lifestyles, you get that slow pace and everyone looking out for one another. One great example of this is my daughter's friend Dad gave me a call the other day to let me know my daughters were crossing the road in the wrong area, not utilizing the crosswalk. Always great to know little things like that, and always great to be able to tell your kids someone's always watching them and someone's always looking out for them. And pro number two, there's natural beauty everywhere, like right behind me. So one of my favorite things around here is the natural live oaks that are all around the island. There's really, really neat spots like Old Demery or even Avenue of the Oaks, where very picturesque spots that are just naturally here. And obviously, one of the other really neat things here is the gorgeous beaches and marshes. We have many different beaches, and all the beaches offer different things. You can go to Gould's Inlet and kind of walk out and find some real good privacy. You got to be careful about going in the water there. You can go down to Coast Guard Station and you'll have private bathrooms and showers. You're going to find a lot more crowd there, and you're going to do a lot more localizing there. The farther south you go, you'll find more of a residential area and much more, quiet beach accesses where there's only maybe a spot for 5 or 6 cars. One of the other great local beaches is Myrtle Street Beach. There you can probably see, 40 or 50 cars parked in the lot. One other really cool thing about here is the sunrises and sunsets. This is one of the only places I know of that you can watch the sunrise over the ocean and the sunset over a river. So you're getting to see a sunrise, sunset every day over water. Pro number three, outdoor activities galore. So just to talk about a few of the outdoor activities, if you're into more of a lazy day, you obviously have the beach. You can go golfing, there's fishing, there's biking, there's kayaking, there's paddleboarding. When the waves are good, you can even do some surfing here. One thing me and my family recently got into is skimboarding, where we go down when the tide's just right and throw the skimboard along the water, and my girls run after it and do that. One other really neat thing about living here is you can even get into island hopping. Jekyll Island's a great place to go for the day. They do a lot of cool activities over there. You even have an outdoor water park called Summer Waves. It's a fun thing to go to during the summer. They also have tons of bike paths over there. They're great, and the beaches are super secluded. And what's great about living here is you get to enjoy all these activities year-round thanks to the mild climate. Pro four, strong sense of community. So I know I already mentioned how everyone here looks out for one another. But another really cool thing is even though we are a small town, we still have a lot of local events that are super fun to go to. In the winter, when it's dead slow, the Land Trust does a huge oyster roast at Gascoigne Park, which overlooks the river when you first come on the island. Really cool event to go to, or probably 1,500 people go to that. We have the RSM, which is a PGA tournament in the fall. That's a fun event. And then what I like to call charity season kind of runs through January to March, where all the local charities here have their events. Other fun events to take part in are the golf cart parades during 4th of July weekend. They also do numerous art shows down in the village. The main point here is there's something for everyone to keep yourself busy with and to have a good time. So one great thing about living on the coast is the seafood doesn't get any fresher at most of the restaurants here. Some of them will even have it, brought in that day by one of the local fishermen. Something to always look forward to. And then another really cool thing is to find some of the restaurants here that have something else unique, which is a great view. Echo at King and Prince is really the only one with a true ocean view. And then you have Fiddlers, where we kind of locals refer to as Crab Corner, which is Crab Trap, Crab Daddy's, Fiddlers. Fiddlers overlooks the marsh. And then if you're lucky enough to get on Sea Island, you'll have a couple other, views over the river, views over the beach. All great places to enjoy some local cuisine. Pro 6 is accessibility. Another neat aspect of living here is how close you are to some big cities. Jacksonville and Savannah really are only an hour away, so if you need that expensive shopping experience, or you need some really, really good food, those spots are really neat to go to. And then it's also cool to be able to go to different islands. Like I mentioned, you can go to Jekyll Island and then also down to Amelia Island in Florida. If you've lived here or live here, what are some things you struggle with? Drop it in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more local insights of what it's like living in coastal Georgia.